Emerge vlog there with another at an interesting topic with another at an interesting vlog. But before we get into this vlog, please don't forget to subscribe. Also like, share and leave a comment. Thank you. Yo, Emerge, talk the things them a bad boy. Before we go further in this video, let me just make a special shout out to the following people. Delroy, Linroy, Greg, Miguel, Easton, Damian, Jacob, Peter, Ben, Alfonso, and Edom, Rude Boy, Poor People, Voice TV, Leah, and Stone Williams, official Keem. Them people are my day one supporter. Without them, you know the thing not possible. So today's video has to do with Ninjaman voices his opinion as it relates to Beenie Man and Bounty Killer not attending Merciless funeral. So he voiced his opinion in the form of a letter, which we have somebody reading it. So hope you enjoy, hope you can voice your opinion, hope you do voice your opinion in the comment section. I know all comments are appreciated. So here goes, here's the video.
Ninjaman had quite a bit to say about the Merciless funeral Bounty Killer situation. He wrote about why he thought Bounty Killer may have said the things he said and how he feels about the mural in the sepulchre where Merciless is laid to rest. He kicked off the letter by saying, quote, "This is going too far. It's getting out of hand. I don't see why the world is coming down on Bounty and Beenie." Starting with the 2000 Sting clash with Merciless against Beenie Man, Bounty Killer and himself, he felt that while Merciless achieved victory, a partial reason for that was that he, Ninjaman, was paid a sum of money to back down and eventually exit the clash. He made reference to that by saying if Mike Tyson is paid to lose a fight, he will take what people will think is an early knockout by laying down long enough for the count out. He said when Beenie Man walked onto the stage that night at Merciless's behest, Merciless thought he would have an ally in Beenie. People started booing because they believed the same, because Bounty and Beenie had their own issues between them at the time, but Beenie quickly joined forces with him, Ninjaman, and Bounty Killer. He said Merciless realized he was alone in the clash. This was how he explained his part in that clash. He said he was not wearing his warring suit that night, so in his mind, Merciless won by default. He said, quote, "I had no problem with that. It was his time to shine." He said, however, that was the shortest lived championship. He said anyone who did not go to Merciless's funeral, including Beenie Man and Bounty, owes no one an explanation for their absence. He went on to say that no one questioned the people who did not show up for the funeral of Dennis Brown, John Holt, Gregory Isaacs, and the countless others who passed on, and they were the ones who were instrumental in building reggae. So his question for the people complaining about Beanie's and Bounty's absence, can they post a picture of themselves at the funeral? Why was it so important for those two people in particular to be there? Do they think it was right for the paintings of the two artists' face along with his, Ninjaman's face, to be inside the sepulchre where the dead resides? Ninjaman said the first person to jump out about their absence was Tony Matterhorn, yet he was a no-show himself. Then came Ricky Trooper, who happened to have been there only because he was paid to play. The Don Goggin said that Trooper did not go there voluntarily. He went because he was paid to be there. He mentioned that people were incensed about Olivia Babs-Grange and other government officials not showing up for the funeral. He asked yet again, does anyone know if she or others were even invited to the funeral? Did anyone reach out to them to ask for their participation? Did Babs-Grange give anyone a word that she would be there? He said if they cannot answer yes to all of the above questions, then they should stop talking about her absence. Ninjaman said when his mother passed away, only one artist and one MC showed up to support him, and they were Carlene Davis and her husband, Tommy Cowan. Yet he was not mad at anyone because he did not feel that they owed him that. He further stated that the mural, which includes a painting of their faces in the sepulchre, represents witchcraft. This, he said, was what he thought kept Bounty Killer and Beenie Man away. He believes it was disrespectful and borders on conjuration. He further stated that if he was out and about, he would have gone to the funeral, but before going to the funeral, he would have gone to see Merciless's mother, Mama Eckel, and have a conversation with her about why the mural does not belong in that space. He said it would have been fine with him if they had even put the mural on the gate of Merciless's home, since it was indeed the highlight of his career. He went on to say he had representatives who visited Mama Eckel to show respect and extend condolences to the family before the funeral, and that was when he learned of the mural. Does Bounty have a right to be upset? Ninjaman said yes, he does. It is very disrespectful what they did. However, he believes Bounty Bounty has no right to talk the way he does about what killed Merciless. He said Bounty should not be saying that the DJ died of an overdose because he's not a doctor and he did not do an autopsy on him. He also stated that when Bounty said that Merciless showed him no respect and did not give him his flowers, that's a lie, because Merciless forever sings Bounty's praise. He said everyone know that Merciless was always speaking highly of Bounty Killer, that Bounty was his DJ and that he's a general and a great artist, and he would say it every chance he gets. He would even go as far as to say that Bounty is his daddy. Ninjaman said Merciless idolized Bounty, and that was the reason he acted and sounded like him, and that he sees it as a sign of respect and straight flattery. So for Bounty to speak of him the way he did was foul. He said in the business, newcomers always come in sounding like the people they admire and love most, wanting to be just like them, and most artists would welcome them without feeling that they're trying to steal their shine. It's just a show of admiration. About Merciless's career going downhill, the gun pantit artist said that no other artist was the cause of his demise. He said that the people who were responsible for Merciless's career going down the drain were the producers who refused to produce him, the disc jockeys, selectors, and sound men who made the decision not to play songs, and the fans who chose to abandon him because he was no longer up. He said it's one of the downside to any artist career, and the fans who only want to be there when the going is good. That was part of what the burden for the DJ must have been, because then he must have felt he had no one to turn to. Ninjaman was very passionate in the way he wrote about how people in the industry shut Merciless out. He said he could relate to that because that is the same way they shut him out as well. But he believes deeply in God and knows that if people could have done what they did to the greatest man who ever walked the earth, Jesus, he was not surprised at the things they did and tried to do to him and others like himself. He said nothing is as painful as what Jesus, the divine one, went through, and he was a perfect man. So he knows any card can play at any time when it comes to mortal man. He said after that Sting clash with Merciless, Carlene was putting on a show in Red Hills and he suggested Merciless for the show. Knowing that Merciless did not have a fan base in that vicinity, he took a busload of people to the event and encouraged them to cheer on Merciless. They did, and the DJ had a great night. At the end of the night, he told Merciless how well he did, yet again, encouraged him to understand his value and that he was worthy. Ninjaman said after that win for Merciless at Sting, things started looking even better for the DJ, who got 50 shows in the United States underground dancehall scene at $35,000 per show. However, one night during the course of that run, Beenie Man showed up and walked out onto the stage. Beenie Man took it to Merciless. With each "what up" from Merciless, Beenie Man would counteract him. At the end of the night, the promoter wanted Beenie Man on that tour. Beenie Man offered him a package including a band, dancers, and backup singers at $25,000, and before long, the tour belonged to Beenie. Ninjaman said, quote, I think that was when Merciless started going down. That was his demise, when Beenie Man defeated him underground. That was when he started getting intoxicated. Where were all these people when Merciless needed them? Ask them to tell me how many Merciless songs they played since 2015. He also said that the only person that was obligated to be at that funeral was his longtime manager, Gaddafi. He was the one getting 20% of everything that Merciless made. He was the one who was starring alongside Merciless, because when Merciless was a star, he was a star as well. When Merciless went down, he went down with him. He was the only one that was obligated to be there. He mentioned that when Buju Banton was incarcerated, he was one of the many people saying free Buju Banton, and the same for Vybz Kartel, but he noticed that no one is out there saying free Ninja. It's almost like he's forgotten. Ninjaman finished the letter by saying, music is a mission, not a competition. You are there to please the audience who pays their money, not to please each other. The sooner everyone realizes that, the better off we will all be.